Oh, wow. That's encouraging, getting a clap before I even start. Now, look, one of the rules I always convey to when I'm doing a talk is I'm going to give you guys lots of energy. So what do I want back?
Energy.
Energy, yes. And listen, I'm going to need some participation too. So is that going to be all right? Is it all right? Put your hand up if you're prepared to get up here and actually a bit of participation. Oh, I had a feeling there were no hands go up. Listen, that's fine, and that's normal. But as I get in, yeah, look, you're going to be excited about this, and the more participation you actually get, the more you get out of it. Would that be fair to say? Yeah, it's true in business and in life. The more you participate, the more you get out of it. The key for today, I'm going to be talking about how to present and how to present to an audience. And it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I love doing it. I've been doing it for about 3 years. I've been talking in front of people, from 300 people down to smaller groups like you guys. But my goal is to speak to 10,000 people. That is my goal, on the stage, possibly somewhere in America. You know, the stage is going to be that large and huge. You'll be in a massive stadium, and they'll have to have speakers halfway down the room because the people at the back will not be able to hear me. You know, that is my goal. That's my vision. But today I'm going to give you a wee snippet, because put your hand up if you think it's important to be able to communicate and talk in front of an audience. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. And listen, you're all in business, or you're looking at starting a business. So do you think it's really important? And who's probably who's your salesperson at the moment? Me. Yourself. So do you think it's really important to be able to sell yourself and your business? Yeah, this is the key thing. Now, I own a number of businesses, and I own a company called Beaver Tree Service. So I was in the game of sales for a long time, but over the years I've built my business to the point now where it's run by someone else. So it's under management. So now I am able to spend my time coming and talking to you guys about business, which really excites me. But recently I've started a new company called Fit for Business, which helps business owners get together and collaborate and share ideas and support each other, but also hold each other accountable for their fitness, because I think a healthy body equals a healthy mind equals a better business. Would you agree with that? If you're healthy and you're feeling good, then your business is going to be absolutely pumping? Cool. Right, so we're going to get into the presentation here. What I'm going to do is share with you the ins and outs of a great elevator pitch. So how to present your business to its full maximum potential, okay? And the cool thing is I'm going to be judging you guys. I've discussed with Hamish and with Julie, and I'm going to be sharing a scholarship, or providing a scholarship for you guys, and I'll be choosing a winner at your presentations. So I'm going to be marking you guys, so make sure you pay attention. Jot down some notes. Now I'll hand these out just quickly.
Does scholarship mean money, Bryce?
The scholarship doesn't necessarily mean money, but the scholarship means you'll get a free Fit for Business membership, which is at the value of around approximately $868.
That's money.
So that's money. Yeah, that's money. Okay. But it's more than just money, because you're going to be able to spend time with people in business that have been there, done that, and are there to support you. I know Charlotte and Samson. Charlotte's a member of Fit for Business, and we have a lot of members of Fit for Business that have been through the Wānanga Business School, which is really exciting. So here's some 8 keys to an awesome elevator pitch, okay? And it's all about how you hold yourself and how you present. And the first one you'll see on there, what does it say? Someone read it out? Body language. Body language is critical. So this is the first thing. When you get up and present in front of someone, if you come in, say if I was a presenter and I walked in like this with my hands in my pockets and my shoulders kind of rounded, and I was a bit sort of sheepish, and I didn't really create eye contact with anyone, and I said, "Hi, I'm Bryce, I'm going to come here and I'm presenting to you on how to do an elevator pitch," and I sort of talked with a bit of a monotone, that's not very good, is it? But did you notice how I came in? I came in with power and passion. I said, I need energy, and I want energy from you guys, you know what I mean? And I didn't have my hands in my pockets. And I was a good posture. You've got to really own the stage, okay? So that's the first tip. You've got to really own the stage. You are the expert, so position yourself as the expert. Now the first tip with body language is when I'm talking, okay, you're not watching what I'm saying. Do you get that? You're not watching what I'm saying, you're watching me. You're watching my body language. You're watching my posture. You're watching my hand gestures. You're watching my eye contact. You're not watching what I'm saying, you're listening to what I'm saying. So it's really important to present yourself as a powerful figure, as the expert. So I'm going to give you a few wee tips on this. Number one thing, there's a lot of speakers make the mistake of having things in their pockets. Now I purposely left some things in my pockets. Now quite often people will put their hands in their pockets because they're nervous and they use it as a bit of a barrier because it feels comfortable. But this is the worst mistake you can make. Now luckily we've got all women here. Where are all the men? Women generally don't have as many pockets as men. Is that a fair comment? Okay, but I'm going to touch on some things that some women do as mistakes, okay? But first of all, if you do have pockets in your trousers, make sure there's nothing in there because you start jingling with those things because you're nervous, okay? And if you're a bloke, it can actually not look too good if you're kind of going like that, you know what I mean? Because it accentuates certain areas. So don't do that, okay? Don't put your hands in your pockets. Make sure your pockets are empty. There was a prime example at a Fit for Business meeting the other day, and a guy had some coins in his pockets and he got up to do his elevator pitch and he was that nervous he was jingling around with his coins. So okay, don't do that. Now here's another wee tip for the woman in the room, hence all of you. If you have rings on your fingers, don't play with the rings on your fingers, okay? That's another no-no because it's just a reaction and people are going to watch that instead of listening to what you're saying. Does that make sense? The other trick is whiteboard markers. A lot of people, if they're doing a presentation, they'll start pulling the top off the whiteboard marker and putting it back on. That's another no-no. There's all these little things that you've got to focus on. So keep your hands free, okay? Now, the other wee tip I want to give you is all about eye contact. You've got to share the love. Don't just focus. You might know someone in the room that you a good friend or what have you, and you just focus their attention on that one person. Now if I just focus my attention on you and I'm walking around and hey, we're good friends, so you know I'm feeling good because you're looking at me and you're going yeah, nodding your head, but I'm not sharing anything, I'm excluding, so I've really only got the opportunity to do business with you. You know what I mean? So you've got to, especially with a big audience, you've got to really create eye contact with everyone, okay? Now, if it's a really large audience, it's probably not realistic to create eye contact with, say, 300 people if you're doing a half-an-hour presentation. But share the love with different pockets of the audience. So in that situation, I would focus on, say, that side of the room, and I might focus on you, and I'll give you 30 seconds of, you know, intenseness. Then I might come to this side of the room, then I'll go to the front and the back, but the people around that people will get the, do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so eye contact, make sure you write that down, that is critical. There's areas on your notes there. You need to take this seriously because this is a scholarship and it's exciting because Fit for Business is all about business people succeeding, okay? The next tip is your posture. So, when you're standing in the front of the room, you want to be in a commanding position. Now, men generally stand like that with their shoulders slouched, would that be fair to say? Now that's not very, you know what I mean? That's kind of a bit, would I really take this guy seriously if I was standing like that and a bit slouched over? Does Hamish stand like that? No, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. Yeah. Now listen, in all seriousness, you really need to posture up. You really should have your feet about a shoulder width apart and facing. So this is your really nice position where you want to command your speech. Generally you'll walk around the room a wee bit, but you always want to come back to this position with your feet about a shoulder, and it's the same for women as well. Keep your feet a shoulder width apart and your shoulders back, and generally this is a really powerful position, okay? Shoulders back with your hands like that, okay? Just held like that. Okay, you're not going to stand like this for the whole presentation, but this is your go-to. You know, if you want to really get across a serious message, come back to this position here, okay? That is critical. And it's the same for women. Now, I want to touch on a few wee tricks for women. Now, would it be fair to say that women have got hips? Hips? Yeah. Yeah, some. Yeah, hell yes, I like that. Okay, so women have got hips. Now, one of the worst things you can do, and I hate to say this, and I hope I don't offend anyone, but one of the worst things you can do is get into that habit of going like that and presenting like that. Okay, and generally what happens is when you get a bit tired, you'll go to the other side. Okay, and that just it's not a good look. So just remember that. Okay, stand up nice and straight, both genders like that. Okay, powerful position. And then I talked about the ring thing. Make sure you don't, because we get nervous as speakers. You know, would it be fair to say that you'd get a wee bit nervous if you're in my position now? I mean, I love this, but I've been doing it for 2-3 years, and I'm still mastering it, but I love it. Make sure you position yourself as the expert. Don't fiddle with your rings. Don't create eye contact. Okay? So that's the body language side of it. And always know where your remote is. Okay? So the next one is you need to have a really good introduction. Okay? Now it's fascinating because you know elevators they're not quite as longer journey anymore in Christchurch. So you know it's probably gone from about 1 minute down to about 30 seconds. So you need to be able to convey your message in a very succinct, clear manner. You know, if someone asks you, what do you do as a business person? You know, instead of just saying, oh, I'm an accountant, that could kind of just kill the conversation. Would you agree? so Hamish agrees. yeah. Look, if someone asks me, what do you do? And I say, oh, I run a networking group. If I just say that, then it's probably going to kill the conversation. But if I say, look, I empower business people to support each other and stay fit and healthy, do you think that would create an ongoing conversation? So we've got to think, how do we introduce ourselves? Do you know what I mean? So if I come in, the introduction is, I would generally say, my name is Bryce Rob from Fit for Business, and we help to empower business people and make them feel really good and stay fit and healthy. Does that sound all right? Yeah. But notice how I said my name is. Now, why do you think I would do that? Any ideas? Come on, interaction. Why would I say my name is?
You want to start the conversation with the person?
Yeah, I want to start the conversation with the person, but I want to give you guys a chance to get prepared to listen for my name. Do you know what I mean? So if I say my name is, then automatically, mentally, you're starting to prepare to listen for my name, okay? So it's just a wee trick, okay? My name is Bryce Rob from... You can do it whatever way you want. This is just how I do it. So the introduction is really important. Now you might say, hi, my name is Bryce Rob and I own Beaver Tree Service, and we're in the game of making people's properties look absolutely awesome and letting more sunlight in. And we're based out in Hallsville Junction Road. So maybe putting a location, you know, where your business is located is always a good way for an introduction. So introduction is very important. The next thing is we hate people that waffle on. Do you know what I mean? And please tell me if I start to waffle on, just cut me off, you know, and just say, right, move on, move on to the next thing, Bryce. Next. Now we don't like people that waffle on too much, okay? And I must admit, in the odd occasion, I have got up and done an elevator pitch, and I've tried to give the audience too much information. Do you know what I mean? And it never sinks in. If you're just giving you a quick snapshot of your business, just focus on 1, maybe 2 key elements of your business, what you do, okay? So make sure it's succinct and specific, okay? Don't give them the whole story of, you know, where you grew up and all the rest of it. Just be right to the point, straight to the point. So that's the next thing, is being succinct and specific. Yeah, specific, that's the one. Now the next one is being descriptive. It's very important. You've got to paint a picture, okay? If you're describing something, make sure you set the scene. You know, it's like, imagine if you were watching a movie, a really cool movie, but there was no background and all you saw was the actors. How boring would that be? Well, it's the same when you're speaking. You've really got to set the scene. Now, if I was going to describe an experience, I'll give you two ways of doing it. So if you were walking along the Oldhurst Road a few years ago, opposite the racetrack in Rickon, everyone know where that is? and you looked up, you'd be absolutely amazed because you'd see a guy 100 foot up in a tree using a chainsaw, and you'd be even more amazed because he had put the chainsaw away and he answered his phone. Now that, my folks, is called a busy fool. Now I'll give you the second way. Did that sound all right? It was all right, wasn't it? I'll give you the second way. Folks, if you were walking along the Old Hurst Road on this particular day, you would have noticed something truly amazing. You would have seen this absolute idiot swinging around. There was a northwest wind coming through, and it was that windy, it was blowing branches out of the tree, but you saw this guy up in the tree, there was sawdust coming down, you know, it was a really warm day, and I thought, oh, this guy is crazy, absolutely crazy. Look at him swinging around in that tree with the chainsaw out over the road, you know. That is phenomenal, but you would have been even truly more amazed when you saw him put his chainsaw away on his harness, dangling from this rope up in the tree, swinging in the wind, and then answer his cell phone and take down some notes. Now, does that sound slightly more, you know, this is the point I'm trying to make. Be descriptive in how you describe things. Very important. Okay? So you've got to paint a picture with your words. Now, this is something I love. And I tell you what, if you're not passionate about your business, give up. Because if you've got to have passion, and if you're not passionate about it, how are you going to stand up and make other people passionate about it? Do you think I'm passionate about Fit for Business? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? When you get up on the stage and you're talking to either one or two people or talking to a group like this, show your passion, show your emotion. You know what I mean? Let them have it. Give the audience everything you've got. Okay? That is critical. Who here is passionate about their business? Awesome! That's great. Because that is one of the number one killers in business. I'm sidetracking here a wee bit, but I am very passionate about it. And get in my position. The number one killer of businesses, there's a number of them, but the number one killer is people losing their passion for their business. Because they come against barriers and they lose passion and they give up. Do you know what I mean? Come up against those barriers and absolutely attack those barriers and get to the next level. Okay, you're going to come across barriers, lots of barriers, lots and lots of barriers. There won't be just one, there won't be two, there could be 10 before you start really succeeding in business. That's just being totally honest. Okay? So be passionate, be powerful, present with power and enthusiasm, okay? The next one here is, you know, I always treat it as a bit of a call to action. So if I was talking to someone one-on-one and they showed quite a bit of interest, then I'd say, well, look, when would it be a great opportunity for me to come and catch up? I really enjoyed what you had to say and I'd love to catch up for a coffee. Do you know what I mean? That's a call to action. Or, hey, if you're that interested, when would it suit you to come and, you know, don't give them an option to say no. Just say, when would it suit you to come, what time would suit you to come and visit Fit for Business? Do you know what I mean? It's how you position it. Having a call to action, okay, is another key thing when you're presenting. So practice and memorise. So if you're doing your elevator pitch, make sure that you practice it a wee bit. You know, I don't know, who's got kids here? Do it in front of your kids. It's always a bit of fun. You know, I did that a lot when I first started out. And they'd give me advice and wee things. And you know, the other thing that can really, it's quite interesting with young kids is if you're reading them stories at night time and you really want to put them to sleep, speak in a monotone. You know what I mean? Speak in a monotone, read it, and they'll go to sleep really quickly. But if you want them to stay awake a bit louder, you know, be descriptive and be passionate, and that's how you can practice your speaking. Do you know what I mean? It's a good example. That's what I do with my little girls. So practice and memorise is key. You know, I'm going to talk about memory hooks in a minute, and so get your memory hook down pat. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of that as well. Have a great memory hook. So my memory hook is, thank you for listening. I'm Bryce Robb from brycerobb.com, and I love speaking with power, purpose and passion. So that's my memory hook, okay? Now I'll give you some examples of some other ones. There's a good friend of mine, Alison Poulter. I don't know if anyone knows Alison Poulter here. She's a Facebook specialist, but she used to work for Armaguard. And her memory hook was, "Hi, I'm Alison from Armaguard. If you have a yard and security's getting too hard, I'd like you to take my card. I'm Alison from Armaguard." Do you know what I mean? And now, I haven't heard that for a number of years. I just remembered it just then and I thought, hey, I'll use that one. But the fact is, I haven't actually heard Alison say that for 2 or 3 years now. But it was such a powerful memory hook that it stuck in my mind. So that's the whole idea of it. Do you know what I mean? So you need to come up with something that's powerful. Now you can use rhyming words like that, or you can use titles of songs, you know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some others, but you know, something that suits your business, that's going to stick in people's minds. We're trying to create impressions, okay? So that's another key thing. So really it's about communicating, whether it's you speaking to one person or whether it's you speaking to a lot of people, okay? And try not to get flustered. I'm going to give you a few more tips just to finish off, but do some of you have that problem where you're a bit nervous and you might start using ands and ums and okay? I'm going to give you some tips around that because that can be very off-putting if you're listening to a speaker that just keeps on using and and basically they're just little tiny words where people forget what they're saying and their mind's trying to catch up, so they chuck in ands and ums. Does that make sense? Okay, so what I suggest you do when you feel as though, can I answer that please? I'm just kidding. When you feel as though you're coming up with ands and ums, just pause. Okay, so just pause. A pause can be very powerful and very effective, even if it's a 1-minute elevator pitch. Quite often I'll just pause, let it sink in to your audience. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know about you guys, but I have a bad habit of speaking very quickly because I'm passionate and I'm blah, 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 you know what I mean? Sometimes we've got to slow down and let our audience soak in what we're saying, okay? That's critical. And how you can do that is using the odd pause, okay? It can be very powerful. Some of the best speakers around the world will pause for up to 30 seconds. Is that phenomenal or what? And yeah, it's just incredible. I've had the privilege of listening to some amazing speakers around the world. Brad Sugars, I don't know if you've heard of him. I have listened to Guy Les Brown speak a number of times. Yeah, some phenomenal speakers. I did some training with a guy, Andy Harrington, over in Sydney, who teaches people how to present, how to engage. But yeah, go and listen to some of these speakers and see how they engage with the audience, okay? It's critical. Now, so that pretty much sums it up. So I want you to take that away, come up with a really good 1 minute, a really powerful 1 minute presentation, and then I'm going to be judging. I think it's next Wednesday, isn't it? Next Wednesday I'm going to be coming back in and listening to you do your thing. I'm going to pick one person out of the whole class to have a free Fit for Business membership. Doesn't mean some of you, if you're interested in Fit for Business, I've got flyers there. You nervous?
Just keep your hands up. I just want to write your names down because you are the ones who are going to be doing it.
Yeah. Listen, the key to it is, like I said, you've got to position yourself. You've got to really position yourself as the expert, okay? Don't come in, really position yourself as the expert so you really command the audience or command the attention of the audience. That is critical. Who here, here's a participation part, who here would like to come out and just give it a shot, just off the top of their head? Anyone keen? I can help you, I can help you come up with a memory hook. Who? Okay, cool. Nice work. Yeah, okay, cool. That's all right. That's all right. That's cool. What's your name, sorry?
My name's Monique Dalrymple.
Winnie?
Monique.
Monique. Nice to meet you, Monique. Give her a round of applause, everyone. Okay, it's all about participation. This is awesome.
How long have I got? A minute.
Yeah, what's your business?
Okay, my company's called Matakitaki Enterprises.
Okay.
What I can offer business people is assistance to put together operations manuals and policies and procedures manuals. So if you have, how that will assist you is to increase your compliance type things. It's incredibly boring work, which for some reason I love, because I'm one of these people that puts headphones in and away I go. So what I would ask of you, first of all, if you wanted some assistance with that, is some time with you to talk about what your business is and what you would require for your operations manual. Usually it's things like job descriptions, procedures, health and safety, those sorts of things. The other thing I'd ask from you would be a best practice statement, something that you think is written well, that covers an area, part of your business. So I would then work from that template to design an operations manual that works for you.
Awesome.
I would put it in a hard copy and also on a digital copy, so that you can, and then show you how to update it, so that you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel every year, which I think for a lot of companies makes that side of their business quite unwieldy and not very user-friendly. So I'm about trying to make it more user-friendly.
Notice the ring, people? Notice the ring? See?
But I haven't heard.
I know. No. Listen, I think you did really well. You know, you had a good position there. And did you notice sort of about 3/4 of the way through your presentation there, you went from there, because you don't want to stand there for the whole time, but you started using your hands more. So I'd suggest you do that more, you know.
Okay.
When you mentioned that your business was a wee bit boring, that's fine, but make it funny out of it, you know, create a bit of humour. You know, it can be a bit boring, but I love that, you know, I make it exciting, you know what I mean? Be kind of, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But that was really good. And then what about a memory hook? So what?
Oh, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
I thought operations manuals is my game.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Monique?
Yeah.
Yeah. Monique?
Yeah. Come up with something.
Huh?
Monique for manuals.
Monique?
Yeah. Hey, I like that. There we go. So, you know, this is how you can work together, get some input from other people on what your memory hook could be. You know what I mean? You don't have to have the same memory hook, you can mix it up. Okay? So no, that was really good.
Which hasn't been printed yet, but
And your business is matata, isn't it?
Matakitaki.
Mataki, there's a as well. So
Yeah.
build that in.
Yeah, the 3 M's. Yeah, could be quite cool.
Monique from Mataki for manuals.
Yeah, work on something like that. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Well done. Round of applause for Mataki. Listen, the other point is it takes a lot of guts to get up on the stage, you know. So for Monique to do that, I think, you know, I take my hat off to her, because I remember when I first started presenting, I was nervous as hell. I still get a bit nervous sometimes, but like I said, just rate yourself. You've got to rate yourself. You know what I mean? Us New Zealanders have this habit of not rating ourselves enough. Do you know what I mean? Get up there and put yourself on a pedestal and just attack it. Okay. Now, just one thing I want to finish with, and that's tonality. Is really important in presentations. Now, if I just talk to you like this for the whole time, that's going to be really boring. Would you agree that most of you would be asleep and you're like, when's this guy getting off the stage, you know? But if I raise and lower my voice and use tonality, that's when it gets interesting. You know, and then I can go into love of voice, and I can really sink into the soul of my audience and speak really softly and really engage with them, you know, and lower my tone right down.
It's more like music, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Just raising and lowering the pitch of your voice. Okay. So you've got the first one is sage. Sage is your normal speaking voice. Then you've got warrior voice, which is when you want to get your attention back from your audience and you lift your voice up high. But then you go into lover of voice, which is really softly spoken, and you really want to get the attention of the audience. Okay? So you've got those 3 different levels. It's really important, especially if you're doing a long talk. Okay? What happens is when you set the scene and you tell a story, you're trying to get your audience to put themselves in that same situation when they were younger, or same sort of experience that they've had. But the real problem with doing that is you put them into dream world, and if you keep on speaking that same tone, they'll stay in dream world and they won't pick up on your next important piece of information. Okay? So you've got to snap them out using warrior voice. So that's just another wee tip for you. Thank you very much for listening. I've really enjoyed you as an audience, and I look forward to seeing you again at some time.